before they did this call. I guess I've been looking around the apartment as well.
You're in the crime scene analysis mode, so you do notice the waste bag beside the table with the Minitel, and you see a crumped up piece of paper there. It's a plane ticket to Stockholm.
When's the date?
25th.
Which would be in relation to today's date?
It's the 28th today, so that's Friday.
And the name on the ticket?
Michel Agneau.
Our friend was in Stockholm when the cardinal died.
Can you find out what other cardinals are involved in this? And I'm starting... I think I'm talking like this, but it actually sounded like... I'm just talking the other cardinals in the estate.
Oh, yes.
And you understand him perfectly. Actually, you have a very good way of interpreting his
moments.
All
right,
So, yeah.
Oh, sure, I can test. I think I already asked Leonora to check this up. I'll call her again tonight and see if she heard anything more.
Marcus, what were you going to say? What have you found?
I don't know. Have I found anything? Because it would seem like there's been some significant discoveries here.
Yes.
Is there anything else to be... Because I tried to look on other parts of the apartment.
Yes, someone has scribbled a lot of occult symbols and writings on the wallpapers.
Oh.
And yes, you do... You can't really read anything clear out of it, but you would say this is symbols and writings with clearly apocalyptic meanings.
These symbols, I don't know quite what to make of them, but I think what we can take away from these are that these signs are apocalyptic in nature.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I don't know at this moment.
Also, you have 7 of the Kabbalistic World of Tree symbols there, Malkuth, and 6 others.
Oh. So I
7
ask if
others, actually.
Yes. Okay, I ask if Johan, do you have your notebook ready, maybe? Could I borrow it?
I have 2 notebooks by now, and I take out one finished and another that I've started on.
Yes. Would it be okay if I just copy these?
Yeah.
Copy these signs, and I put them down in the notebook?
So, Michael Agneau, who just might be Jim Morrison.
Yes.
Who is an old friend of us all.
Yeah.
And was in Stockholm when the cardinal was flayed alive. It's a sort of occult ritual.
Yes.
We, the 4 of us, were greeted by 4 creatures who called us masters and then slaughtered everybody else in that subway car.
Yes.
And we have memories that stretches back to the 1860s. And now you say that these walls are filled with apocalyptical writings and symbols.
Yeah. I wouldn't...
I'm starting to have a really bad feeling about this.
Yes.
Do you think it's connected to holy men die? I do, yes.
Yeah.
Quotation marks. Holy men dying. If some sort of end of something. I don't know why something would be different now.
I'm not sure either. I don't have an answer ready at the moment, but I try to look closer at these. Okay, so there are, did you say 7 or 8 Kabbalistic symbols?
Yes, the Tree of Life.
The Tree of Life, yes.
Symbols, they are 8 of them, yes.
Yeah. What do the signs mean specifically?
They are actually all of the Tree of Life symbols except 2. Except the 2 bottom symbols left and right.
So I guess I'm trying to go over this in my head. I spent some time doodling in the notebook I've borrowed. I studied the symbols quite intently. I tried to go through what my teacher and friend, Emanuel Seferarim, who is leading this Kabbalistic circle in Stockholm, what he has taught me. And I try to decipher the significance of the Tree of Life in this context. I also try to
The Tree of Life describes the heavenly and earthly hierarchy.
Yeah.
Describes the world basically.
Yes.
It's just symbols meaning different aspects of the world. With the Keter, the ruler, the god head at the top. And it also describes the creation of the all.
Yes.
So it's a description of how the world was created and then how it looks and functions.
Yes.
In a very symbolic and...
Yeah. And I guess also my best hunch at the moment is that the Tree of Life put next to the symbols of the apocalypse would perhaps imply... Yeah, so this doesn't sound good, but maybe this would suggest the end of creation.
Maybe our friend thinks that's what he wants.
Yes, or maybe that's what he wants to avert. Maybe we're supposed to...
Why were we summoned by these things that say that they were that we were the masters? Was that the will of him? That's the question.
And then butchered 19 people.
Yes.
Yeah, butchered 19.
Well, I think for the moment, all we really know is that we need to find them, and maybe they're in Italy now at this hotel.
Yes.
Maybe.
But there are... this isn't a complete Tree of Life, though. There are some omissions. Would it, in relation to the apocalyptic symbols, would there seem to be... Could I glean some significance from this? Implied by what's being left out?
No, you have problem understanding why some of the parts have been left out.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so I'm running up against a brick wall here.
You are missing Hodda Netsach, Splendor and Victor.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the symbols that are missing, or the entities that are missing perhaps, would symbolize... I'm sorry.
Splendor and Victor.
Yeah, they would symbolize Splendor and Victor. What these emissions mean in this context, I wouldn't know.
Tree of Life has many meanings, so it's not...
No, it's not a rebus to be solved.
But
maybe.
those represented, you have... In Stockholm you have the kingdom, Malkus, the world, the physical world, earth. And here you have then Yesod, foundation, Tifereth, beauty, Gebura, strength, Chesed, mercy, Chokma, wisdom, Bina, understanding, and Kether, the crown, the beginning.
And is Malkut here as well? Or?
Malkut is
here. Yeah, okay.
All these names you keep mentioning, what mythology even is this? It doesn't sound...
It's the Kabbalah, Jewish esoterica.
I see.
It's quite complex. You can spend years pursuing it without necessarily arriving at any definite answers.
You know if it's does it predict some sort of apocalypse or end days, times?
As I said, I don't think I can. No,
Does the Bible mention that?
Yeah, the 4 horsemen.
Horsemen.
Yes. You're quite right.
I actually laugh a little and go, oh wonderful, we're the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Well,
don't be silly.
Don't be silly, that would be stupid.
It would be.
Johan, you didn't smoke all of that pot, did you?
I hand over the rest.
Yes. Oh god, that's good.
I'm almost on my way to go and put on some music so we can mellow out here a bit. But then it strikes me, I would like to go to see the cemetery.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would like to see the grave again.
Yeah.
All right, let's go and do that, and then make ready for our plans to get to Italy. To be honest, I think we need to be there as soon as possible. Otherwise,
Yes.
Michelle could be on the move.
Mats, you want some of the pot?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah.
I'd rather be clear-headed right now. I say as I breathe in the fumes of everyone else smoking around me.
This is good shit.
Yeah.
So you take your little car and you drive up to
Yes.
Père-Lachaise churchyard.
Yes, we do.
Off we
You
go, my fellow
Get
horsemen.
there. It's now quite late at night because studying the symbols on the wallpapers and smoking some pot and figuring things out, it took you a little while. So maybe it's 10 o'clock in the evening. But getting into a Parisian churchyard is of course no problem.
I do, as we're just on our way to the churchyard, idly turn to Peter at one point and go, Peter, remind me the thing you think you've always done, what exactly is it?
Been building, have been constructing things. I've been part of politics, part of industrial companies. I've been a politician, I've been an industrialist, and now I'm an entrepreneur. I work with computers, but I seem to be connected to building, constructing, entrepreneurs.
I do kind of idly just say war, death, pestilence, and famine. And I do look at you two for a moment, and then back at Peter.
As if we would represent one of those.
I mean, come on, boys! This is ridiculous. We can't. No. It's
I'm a
Why is
doctor.
this
I'm a
more
doctor. I'm
ridiculous than
fighting
other?
pestilence. If anything, you know, like if we were around in the Dark Ages, I was probably a plague doctor doing the good Lord's work.
Famine, you could argue, is defeated by industry and building, and I try not to punish people who bring death unjustly. And well, I'm just thinking aloud. It's meaningless. I'm sorry.
No, anything is.
You
At this
get to
point.
the quite picturesque and jumbled churchyard with all the little paths in between graves jumbled together. It's quite an unordered churchyard. This big and small graves put together, different kind of graves, but you find your way to Jim's little square grave with his little stone. It says James Douglas Morrison, 1943 to 1971. KATA TON DAIMON EAUTOU. True to his own spirit or demon. Guardian. There's some flowers there, and
So I just kneel down beside the grave, and I don't know. I reach out to the gravestone and close my eyes and just try to reach back in my memory.
yes,
Is there anything added to my recollections that I hadn't before?
you get a more vivid recollection of having been here on the funeral, on you being here together, on you talking then at the funeral, or was that after the funeral? You went to have a drink afterwards, and you talked about this wasn't the moment, you told yourselves. This wasn't right. This wasn't the moment. It wasn't proper. And
How did he die?
he drowned in his vomits in a bathtub, intoxicated.
But I'm kind of, because I know that's the official version, but I kind of try ransacking my brain. Is there, I mean, if we have been around for ages and supposedly Jim is one of us or like us or maybe mightier than us, it feels like such a strange way to die. How did we feel at the funeral? Did we feel sad, or did we feel resigned or shocked?
When you search your feelings there, you feel that maybe you thought more about yourself than about him, and you thought more about other people, the other ones at the funeral. That's how you feel. You looked at them and you felt, no, this wasn't the time. It was like he wasn't there anymore. He didn't matter then. You weren't sad, really. You weren't worried. No, you didn't feel like he was dead, really. More like a chapter was finished between you, and now you should go on and you should try something else. Something like that is... But you can't really get a hook on your what you thought, on your thoughts, on...
No. So my friends, I just opened my eyes slowly. I mean, we were at the funeral, obviously, but did anyone of you really mourn Jim as a dead man?
No. I went to Stockholm and applied to the officers' school just after this.
Yeah.
And I just went home and started working at Ericsson.
Mats, you...
I began my job as a prosecutor shortly after that.
It's almost like he was the one holding us together.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Then I suppress a smile, but took a break. We went out, we did other things, but I mean, now it feels like I've been waiting for this.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I went back to Sweden, studied medicine, and spent a few years in the northern part of Sweden. There is a pattern to this.
It's quite late, and a big, beautiful yellow moon is hanging over the graves at Père-Lachaise.
Just like the moon of Alabama.
And
If you remember.
you feel something. Something is ripping through the fabric of reality quite close to you. Something is happening now that you couldn't have perceived earlier. You have somehow been heightened in your senses to see this now, and you can't really see where, but somewhere here in Paris, reality is being torn from its quivering flesh.
You felt it as well?
I did. I don't know what it was. I did feel something strange, something unnatural.
But the world changed.
It's a bit easier suddenly to breathe. You feel somewhat stronger, somewhat healthier.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like something loosened within me.
Yes.
It's like I've lost part of myself for a long time, and now it's back. But I can't.
What the hell just happened? You all felt it, didn't you?
Yeah, so something happened in Paris.
Something ripped apart. And then suddenly I felt more me.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's always been like this, but I just couldn't feel it before. Or if it's something that happened now.
I then look a little bit concerned. Wait a minute. Has something happened? Let's get out of here and find a newspaper or something, or someone, or TV.
It's the middle of the night. You look at your watches. It's actually 12 o'clock.
Are we supposed to be in Italy tomorrow?
Yes.
Oh, God damn it.
Let's...
We can always change that. That's no problem, really.
go back to the plane and we make
It's the
up
middle
something.
of the night, and it's very quiet in Père-Lachaise. You must have spent more time than you thought here, and
12
you're all
o'clock.
alone. But when you walk back towards the car down these winding little paths, you hear sirens in the far away.
And I'm looking at my watch too, and I say, yeah, between 11:45 and 12:10 yesterday night.
Let's guess perhaps even precisely at 12 o'clock.
We need to get back to the plane, and we need to get to Italy now,
We need to see
as soon
what's-
as.
We need to see what happened here. We need to know.
Well, I mean, hang on. It's quarter phone. Is there a quarter phone anywhere?
You get down to the street. It takes you 10 minutes, and yes, there's a call phone.
Ring up, international call, back to Stockholm, back to Eva. Eva!
It's you.
Yes.
You're in Paris. How could you know something was happening in Paris?
What happened in Paris? I don't know something. I had a hunch.
I don't know what's happening in Paris. Something's happening in Paris. We just got news that the French want to talk to us.
But you have no information other than that.
No.
We have a man at the place.
Yes.
You.
Wait.
You can go
Yes.
directly.
Yes, I can. Hang on. Do you know a number I can call to... But what am I going to tell them? They're going to be like, what are you... If anything, that makes me look very suspicious, Peter.
No, it doesn't. You're a public prosecutor. You don't get to be suspected.
Maybe you're right. Hang on. Have you got a number, Eva, I could call to, like, get if they want to contact...
I have to go over to Holmström's office and check where... I really should go home by now. But then they called and said something has happened in Paris, and I have no idea what it is.
All right, well...
A moment, I see who sent it.
Thank you. Thank you, Eva, thank you.
Here we are. She gives you a phone number. And you should talk to someone called Dubois.
Good, excellent. Where can I ring him, or do we need to go to a station?
I don't know. I just got the fax from this Dubois that something that we should contact the French police and supply them with information on our case.
All right, well, tell them I'm coming, and we're going to see them tonight.
Okay. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you, Eva, thank you.
Are you all right?
To be honest, knowing that the answer, I am an honest person, and that's why I hung up the first time. No. And then I hang up.
So, you got a phone number and...
Another cardinal?
I don't know. We need to find out. We're all going to a police station. We had a lead. Okay. Thinking as I'm moving. If anyone asks, we had a bit of a lead on a suspect. That's what this all is. A suspect.
We have a name even.
We do. It's probably going to not be that important because really we need to be going to Italy. I'm going to be advising them to get to Italy no matter what. We need to... If there's another thing that's going to happen, it's not going to happen. No one else is going to die.
I mean, I'm thinking if we can find out if any more cardinals are connected, if this is the bad thing that you were mentioning about the estates and the money or whatever that was, that the cardinal that just died in Stockholm was connected to, if we can find out who this is and if he is connected to that too.
If it belongs to the same circle of
Yes,
cardinals.
exactly.
Yeah.
Good work,
closely
gentlemen.
to
Yes,
the
let's do that.
But just a word of caution. Something just struck me. We certainly haven't done anything. I don't spend my time thinking about cardinals. I'm positively uninterested in cardinals as such. But we were in Stockholm. A cardinal died. We arrived at Paris. A cardinal died.
Yes, I think it's better to say that we are chasing a suspect, that we have a name. If they really want it, we can give it to them.
Yes, I will share that information with them. It may be best in this case if I just quickly go and get the information myself, making it seem less like a group of us are going around.
Yes.
Floating a pot.
Indeed. You guys wait for me at the airport, and then we get out of here, because basically, I'm going to find out what I can and suggest that they...
we need to sleep somewhat before we actually fall over.
There is a hotel near the airport.
I look a little annoyed at this, but then I kind of go, yes, fine, sleep, sure.
We do need to do that.
But what if us going to Italy? Rome, is that it? What if going to Italy is the thing that will set off the next killing?
What if it isn't? We do nothing.
Yes. Yeah, of course.
Well, nothing happened around us today. It's not connected in the same way. In Stockholm it was clearly connected to us because something happened. Now we were here.
All right then, we'll rest before the morning, but I'll go and do this quickly.
Yes, good, and I'll see what I can arrange and find out if there's any commission that I can get onto tomorrow for Italy.
So you call the number, or you search out the closest police station, or you...
I call the number.
You call the number, yes. And this is the secretary of Pierre Dubois.
This is Mats Qualhaden. I am a prosecutor, investigator for the Stockholm Judicial Department. You wanted to hear from us.
Yes, we faxed you. Yes, it's about your murder case in the great church in Old Town. Yes, we're interested in connections to a similar case here in Paris.
Of course, I am happy to give you any information you need, but first of all, what has happened in Paris? I don't know that. I'm here in Paris right now because I had a lead on a potential suspect. It was a very big long shot. However, suddenly
then maybe you could come here, actually. Monsieur Dubois is in a meeting right now, but if you come here to the police station, we're in the 2nd arrondissement.
All right, yes, I will. And I just hang up. Yes. I head to the police station. I admit this could be unwise, but I don't have time to let the others know. I'm sure it'll be fine. I am, after all, technically allowed to be here.
You take a cab to the police station on Place des Petits Pères. That's in the 2nd arrondissement. It's a small, open place with these very strict French buildings around, and some small shops and an old church. And there's a bit of a bustle here too. 2 police cars are parked outside, and when you're let in, you're asking for Monsieur Dubois.
Yes, I am.
And you are led up some strict stairs by French blue-clad policemen with these little kepi flat police hats, and led to a room where 4 men are sitting discussing something with, and there's quite a lot of bustle here, and the woman who led you up said, "This is Monsieur Kvarnheden from the Swedish police. You tried to contact him," and a tall man in his 50s with a little beard stands up and shakes your hand.
I shake my hand.
That's a strange coincidence. You talk French, I suppose?
I do indeed.
Yes. It's a strange coincidence that you were in Paris. You had a lead, I heard.
And I say, I'll be perfectly honest with you, gentlemen. The lead at the time I thought was completely superfluous. I had a hunch. And to be honest, it almost looked like it wasn't really going anywhere. But then I did find something. And then I hear this news, and it makes me think, maybe I might have the trail of the person doing this. Or someone involved.
I ask what your lead was?
I believe an individual, I'm not entirely sure who affiliated with who, but an individual who some records imply may have been in Stockholm on the day of the incident, and then, coincidentally, was actually then here in Paris, literally today, and may have even then gone to Italy.
To Italy, you say?
Yes.
We have an identity for this person?
Michel Agnon is the name. You may find I give them the address that they were living at this address.
They start to send out people to look for...
Now, gentlemen, please, what happened here in Paris. I don't know that. A cardinal was killed.
Yes. Mikhail Dobrzewski from Krakow in Poland. We're trying to get all the proper information about him. He was here on some kind of meeting with French dignitaries, but we can't get hold of Krakow right now. There's been a terrible earthquake in Poland. Tens of thousands of dead.
Tens of thousands of dead.
It's very, very strange, they say, because of some seismological you don't have earthquakes in Poland thing.
No, you don't. Listen, I know this is going to sound crazy, but as a precautionary measure, I'd be very grateful if you phoned the Italian authorities and told them just... Well, I don't know. One of their cardinals could be a target for this individual.
Yes,
or these individuals.
We have contact with the Vatican and with the Catholic Church, of course. The commissar, he takes a phone and listens to someone saying something, and he hangs up again and says, actually, one quite high-ranking official of the Catholic Church is coming here now to talk to you. He said he was very, very interested in discussing this thing with you if you had special information. He'll be here in a short while.
Who is this individual?
Father Louis Chavarral. He's very close to the Pope, working on to handle this situation, and he'll be so happy to talk to you. He'll be here in 5 minutes. So if you sit down and we go on discussing this thing for a while, could you describe more about what you...
I
ask a lot
do
of things
a little, but I kind of stop. Is it strange that I just feel something very unsettling about this someone coming to visit? Does the manner of the person talking to me seems, because that suddenly seemed very unprofessional, very, he's pleased to see me? Why would you say something like that? I have a sense for these things, I like to think. Do I feel a bit suspicious?
Maybe. Now, just like in Stockholm, these men are very upset about something, and you listen to them talking and you get the idea that this man was found flayed in the Notre Dame, and it's a touristic catastrophe, really, really bad, and they're just as helpless as the Swedish police in the face of this very strange happenings. So that someone from the Catholic Church comes and wants to talk to you and maybe soften things down, dampen things a bit, and sort of make the Catholic feelings a bit more soft. That's a good thing for this police officer.
Yes, it's less sinister and more simply
it's more of a, you think, a liaison thing. He really feels like, oh yes, and then he talks to the Swede and the church, get a feeling that we're doing everything we can. We even got hold of a Swede in what, half an hour? That's wonderful.
All right, I think if I then think that's actually what it is, maybe actually that could be beneficial and actually give us a reason to be going to Italy in an official capacity rather than just randomly walking in there. All right, I will wait.
And 5 minutes passes, and then assistant come in and say, Father Louis is waiting in a room adjacent. He wanted to talk to the Swedish investigator first.
Very well, and I will get up and go. I shall go and to this room.
You are led by a policeman with a little funny flat hat to a room at the end of the corridor and let in, and you hear, as you are let in through the door, a quite booming voice saying, "Ah, Mr. Kvarnheden, sit down." The door is closed behind you, and you're looking at a little meeting table, and behind the table sits a huge creature, maybe 3 meters tall, 2 meters wide, a huge blobby head, a small mouth with nail-sharp teeth and a little swollen blue-pink tongue playing, and very dark glasses actually hiding his eyes, and he's clad in priestly robes, huge priestly robes.
I...
Sit down,
And I will sit.
he says. You are one of them. Where are the other 3?
What do you mean, Father?
I mean that you seem to have been somehow in contact with nefarious forces. I understand that you came here with 3 other men. Is that right?
Possibly.
Under what pretense? To investigate these crimes?
I wish to stop whoever is committing them and see justice served for the innocents who seem to be dying because of this.
That is very, very commendable and good, my good man. I will help you to all my capacity to stand behind you and make sure that this is done. You have been targeted by some... Are you a religious man?
I am not.
You do not believe in God?
No.
That is very sad for your soul, but still, maybe you can believe me when I say that some satanic forces has targeted you and the 3 men you travel with to use you for its own ends.
Is that so?
Yes, that is so. But you have the capacity to say no to these satanic forces. You can step back and make what is right, and I sense that is what you want to do. So, we're friends here, right?
You could say that. But I'll be honest, Father, if there's nothing you can truly give me now, I need to be getting to Italy as soon as possible. If you truly are aiding...
Tell me where in Italy you are going and where we can find him.
To be honest with you, I do not know.
I think you know, or you would not go to Italy. Tell me what you know.
Or what?
Or the world would come to end, because I don't think you can stop this.
I have a moment where I actually am a little uncertain here. Part of me is really thinking that this whole thing isn't actually even happening, or that I am totally hallucinating and actually talking to probably some elderly priest who's looking at me very strangely. But can I risk it? This is actually... But then why would such a thing look so horrific? God. If I go to Italy, is there a way that if I actually knew for certain what you need, you could know?
I could know what?
Where we were if we needed you.
Yes, yes. I will be frank with you, my friend. You are not a man. You are not an ordinary man like those around us in this building, and neither am I. And I may look strange in your eyes, but believe me when I say that you are an angel. You are a soldier of God with the power to defeat Antichrist and save this world from certain destruction. And I see in your eyes that you half believe me when I say that. But you cannot do it alone. I can help you. I can help you take down the Antichrist.
I study this being very closely, and in a way, the only way I feel able to even maintain sanity at this point is to assess this as if this was a courtroom, and this was a defendant or witness. Do I trust this thing? Is it telling the truth?
It's telling the truth to the limits of its knowledge. But you feel a bit like what you heard from the good doctor when you visited Jim Morrison's apartment, that this is not a human being. This is something else. And it's not something else like it's a demon or it's another creature of nature. It's something that you have this feeling that it's an object, and you feel a bit bad about it, actually. Like when you look at a dog and you don't really accept its value as a living creature. You have that feeling. So you don't really trust his knowledge when you search your feelings. You don't really trust him to know what is best. Or it.
We're going in Italy. You're welcome to try and follow and make your own assumptions, and if we need you, then maybe it'll be fated that we need you.
Call me from Rome.
I take the card, and I shall make my way immediately back to the others.
Yes, you take a cab to the airport.
Where we have taken in at the airport hotel. We have actually reserved a room for you as well, so there's a room waiting for you. And we're probably almost asleep by now. Perhaps we're sitting in the bar having a last drink, or what do you say?
Yeah, and
By now there is news, of course, about the terrible earthquake in Poland.
Yeah.
Tens of thousands of people dead around
Poland, but
yes, it's totally incomprehensible.
Yeah, this unsettles me to no end, because
there are no earthquakes of that kind in
no,
Poland.
I think I could accept a flooding in Boston, but an earthquake in Poland.
Did they say anything about anything else happened?
Yes, some kind of terrorist attack in the Notre Dame.
So let me guess. A Polish cardinal? If this flooding was in Boston, the other cardinal was from Boston, could this one have been Polish?
Probably yes, and tens of thousands dead. That's a
What will it
horrible-
be next time?
I knock on the door.
Well, it was about time. And I point at my clock.
I come in and I look white as a sheet, and I go to the minibar and I just take a swig of something. The cardinal here is dead in the exact same manner as I'm sure will the next cardinal be in Italy if we do not stop it. The church are aware, and the...
Was it the Polish cardinal, perchance?
He was, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Yes.
it was from Krakow.
Yes, he was Polish. And the priest who spoke to me was not a priest, but a giant monster. And he told me that we are all angels, and if we do not accept their help, from this number, by the way, and inform them of everything that's going on, they will not be able to help us stop this, which will end everything, and everyone will die, maybe, because this is all the signs of the end times.
So we were the horsemen of the apocalypse a few hours earlier, and now we're angels? I don't know, this is a lot to take in.
Do you know if anyone else had died? I mean, last Stockholm, what was the underground carriage with us in?
Nothing like that's occurred here, no, but again, it's a similar pattern for everything else, and the natural disaster, and I don't know.
So let's...
But this is the number, by the way, to call of the father. it's under the guise of a father of the Catholic Church itself. If call this number, for it said it does not believe we will be able to stop this without its help. I know it sounds crazy, but you're the ones who've been telling me the crazy shit this whole time.
It doesn't sound crazy at all.
It's just a lot to take in. I believe you. I just don't know which side is to be trusted.
I don't know if I
to
could
be
trust,
on.
to be honest,
That
but
too.
it did seem eager
What do
to.
we want is perhaps the question we should ask ourselves.
It said we were being used, and that we didn't have to be used.
Right. At the same time, this was another of these grey blobs. Yeah.
If he's right and that we are being used, then I think that's our purpose. If this is what we've been waiting for, then...
But what exactly would that purpose be? This death? Because I can tell you now, no. And I get quite agitated. You know the funny thing about death? Death isn't fair. Death is the worst thing we have, because it takes the young who don't deserve to die and the old at the exact same time. There's no justice to death. I hate death. I hate it more than anything. And this, pointing at the news thing, is unacceptable.
At the same time, I don't know. Yeah, sure. We hate death so much that we avoided to die for the last 200 years, at least. And at the same time, I don't know. How satisfied have we been? When we told ourselves this wasn't the time, when we turned our backs on Jim Morrison? Or whoever he is.
Who the hell is Jim really?
Well,
yeah,
that's what we
who
need to
is he
find out.
really? When we turned our backs on him, how satisfied did that make us? Hasn't there been this
Or did he
sensation nagging in the back of our heads that there's something missing, that there's something we're supposed to do? I don't know.
Is Jim here?
She said he had left.
I believe Jim is no longer here. I believe he'll be in Italy. I believe, in fact, tomorrow at the same time will be the next incident. That is a simple pattern of a standard killer.
The next cardinal.
Yes.
So what was the reason we... I mean, I must have assumed from the start that Jim was maybe an old friend of ours, but maybe we were... What if we were hunting him back then as well? And he faked his own death to get away from us. And this is what we are supposed to do now as well. We're supposed to hunt him down. How does this ring to my emotions?
No, you were there with him. You have so many memories with
Being
him.
with him, not hunting him.
What were you in that case waiting for?
That's true.
He was my friend.
He was our friend.
Yeah.
But if he is our friend and it's been empty, then we should go to his aid. We should find him and see what he wants. I mean, that's the only thing we can do, and then we can make a decision from there. If you want to... Maybe there's a reason for this.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
Let's get some sleep now, and we need to go.
Yes.
We need to get to Italy in the morning, and I need rest, and yes.
We all need rest.
Yeah, I think
We
our
need
fate
to go-
awaits us in Italy.
My God.
We need to be at the Grand Cathedral in Rome by midnight tomorrow.
Which one?
Yes.
The biggest of them all, maybe even the Vatican. It must be St. Peter's
As good a guess as any.
Yeah.
church.
Anyway, the police, by the way, will be informing all the cardinals, and all the people in Italy will be on alert, so...
Did you give them the name of the hotel?
No.
Then that's... yes. Have I been able to arrange for or find a plane during this time while he has been away that we could take?
We can take a commercial flight.
Yes, you could charter a plane. It's costly, but
We have the money.
between Paris and Rome, it's totally possible to charter.
Yeah. I will probably do that.
12 or 16 seat plane.
Do we? Yeah, let's do that.
Why not?
We've arranged for travel. Let's say we have arranged for travel and go to bed then. And hardly sleep till the morning.
And in the morning you get more details, and yes, about the murder of the Polish cardinal and the connection between the two cases, and that the Swedish authorities are helping the French out in this.
So what the hell is going on? Is this Jim? Is Jim somehow behind this, or is he trying
Or
to
is he
stop
trying to
it?
stop it? I don't know. We need to find him because he, like you said, he's our friend. He's the one that we have been following and through whom we found purpose. I don't know. And then there are these 4 shadowy figures.
Yeah.
Those goddamn horse-like creatures, yeah.
Yeah, yes, I know you've been dealing with a lot of stuff now, and just bear with me, but the signs that differ on our foreheads are the signs of the 4 evangelists. So yeah, there's that as well.
But wait, what are the... I've not heard that one. What are the 4?
Why didn't I think
Apostles.
of that? John, Marcus, Matthew, Peter?
You must be joking. But no!
I was going to say there were more than 4 apostles, weren't there?
Just 4 wrote down
Yeah.
the scriptures.
You know what? This is all wonderful conjecture, but let's start flying, and at the end of the day, it's like Johan said, we need to find out what's happening and try and stop it, and maybe in trying to at least find Jim, we can...
We need to talk
Yes.
to Jim.
Yes.
Yes.
Some true basic facts.
Yeah, I think that is the main point we keep coming back to. Let's find Jim. Let's
Right.
get on that plane.
Let's do it.
You have listened to an episode of Red Moon Roleplaying, where we played the adventure An Echo from the Past for KULT Divinity Lost. An Echo from the Past is a product of the dark minds of Gunilla Jonsson and Mikael Petersen, who also joined us for this session. KULT Divinity Lost is published by Helmgast. The music was made by H.M. Carceri and was used with permission from their label, Cryochamber. Check out their website at cryochamber.bandcamp.com or their YouTube channel for some moody dark ambient. We would like to give massive thanks to our champions of the Red Moon, Martin Heuschober, Nastasia Raulerson, Simon Cooper, and David for their generous support. And we would of course like to thank all of our other patrons. Without your support, the show would not be possible. If you want early access to our content and to hear raw versions of our recordings right after we've done them, or join a campaign of KULT Divinity Lost as a player, please check out our new higher level tiers on Patreon. It's a great way to get more Red Moon roleplaying in your life, and to help us keep the show going. Thank you again for listening, and remember, death is only the beginning.